A car ought to walk. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come here, SHALAM. Come here, SHALAM. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
Shalom, Israel. This is Priest and Officer I.S.U.P.K of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And today's topic we're going to get into, we're going to touch on the Gentiles and find out who were the Gentiles according to the scriptures. But before we get into this, I want to let you guys know you can check out Commander GEN.YAHANNA every Monday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the most controversial radio show ever on the planet. Okay, the last of the angry black men with Commander GEN.YAHANNA. Live on the grill. You can call in with your questions or your comments every Monday night at 9 p.m. And every Tuesday through Friday, we have online classes. That's free online classes for all Israel, so-called Negroes, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Indians. Free online classes every Tuesday through Friday at 7 p.m. Check that out. Okay, if you got your King James Version Bibles, follow me to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 64. Deuteronomy 28:64 says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone." Okay, so from this curse right here is letting you know that the Most High will scatter a people amongst all people on the face of the earth, from one end to the other end. Okay, and there you shall serve other gods that thy fathers or we have not known, in wood and stone. Once again, that Christian cross and that rock in Mecca, that so-called Islam. Okay, so we were scattered amongst all the nations. So from here, we're going to go to Matthew chapter 10, start at verse 5. Matthew chapter 10, we're going to start at verse 5. Matthew 10, verse 5. "These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not." Okay, so right here we understand out of Christ's own mouth, he said, go not in the way of the Gentiles. Okay, that Gentiles is the other nations. Okay, it's two in the Bible. When you deal with two types of Gentiles, and that's where we're gonna get some clarification on this. These Gentiles right here that Christ commanded disciples not to go to was the other nations. Okay, in verse 6, "But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." The lost sheep of the house of Israel. See, they was considered Gentiles as well. Okay, because they was living in a state of mind of the Gentile. Like we call ourselves American today and not Hebrew Israelites. That's what they was doing. They wasn't calling themselves by their name. They was living like Gentiles amongst the Gentiles. Okay, from here, we're going to go to, let's go to Hosea chapter 9, and we'll start at verse 17. Hosea chapter 9, verse 17. "My God will cast them away, because they did not hearken unto him. And they shall be wanderers among the nations." Wanderers, lost sheep, lost, wandering because we lost, don't have no identity, don't know who we are. Okay, so from here, we're going to go to Acts chapter 21. Let's go to Acts chapter 21. And we're going to start at verse 18. Acts chapter 21, verse 18. And the day following, Paul went in with us unto James, and all the elders were present. Verse 19. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things God had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. Okay? And when they heard it, they glorified the Lord and said unto him, Thou seest, brother, how many thousands of Jews there are which believe, and they all are zealous of the law. Okay, so right here, Paul was dealing with the Jews. Okay, it said it clear. Amongst when Paul was going out for his word, he was going preaching to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, which was Jews at this particular scripture. Okay, so from here, let's go to, we'll drop down and read verse 21. And they are informed of thee, that thou teachest all the Jews which are amongst the Gentiles to forsake Moses, saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. Okay, like he said again. Thou teachest all the Jews which are amongst the Gentiles. So that's where you have it. We were scattered. We was Jews amongst the other Gentiles. Okay? Living as Gentiles. Okay, so from here, we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 11 and get some more clarification on this. Yeah, because people got it twisted, thinking Paul was going talking to the other nations, which he wasn't. He was going to talk to the other nations, the people in the other nations, because the people was the lost sheep, living as the Gentiles, not knowing their nationality like we are today in so-called America. Okay, that's Isaiah chapter 11. And we're going to start at verse 12. Isaiah chapter 11, verse 12 says, And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Okay, so that's who the Gentiles are, the outcast of Israel. That's who Paul was sent to. That's who all the disciples were sent to, the outcast, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, so I don't know what you other people talking about, all nations, Christ died for all nations, and all nations can come into this fold. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. Okay, so from here, let's check out Romans. Romans chapter 10. Let's see, get some more on this. Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Brother, my heart desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge. Okay? They got a zeal according to the Most High, but not according to knowledge, you know, because we the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's why he said his heart desire and prayer to God for Israel, nobody else, for Israel. Okay, so we're going to get some more on this. Let's go to John chapter 7. Go to John chapter 7, verse 33. John chapter 7, verse 33 says, Then said Jesus unto them, Yet a little while am I with you, and then I go unto him that sent me. Verse 34, Ye shall seek me, and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come. Verse 35, Then said the Jews amongst themselves, Whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles, and teach the Gentiles? Okay, once again, the dispersed of the Gentiles. That was the so-called lost sheep of the house of Israel. They was asking, is he going to go teach them to bring them back into the fold? See, because they knew the dwelling when they was, a lot of Jews got cut off. Our people got cut off when they left Jerusalem. And the people that was living in Jerusalem at that time didn't consider them as being one of us. They didn't consider them as being part of Israel, because they was taking upon the identities of the other nations. Once again, like we call ourselves African American today, and that's the same way it was back then. They was lost. Okay, with that, I want to say pay your tithes, pay your tithes, pay your tithes to the I.S.U.P.K, and Shalom, Israel.
When nowadays I work hard on the job, till I come cross y'all, still like I'm a criminal. Crime and get caught, it could be your first charge. Like, man, you ain't getting the minimum. It gon' dip, squat, 5 mile run, push, pull, sit on, goddamn, get strong. Looking at my baby, trying to keep them doing wrong. It's too long before they grow, I can't leave them on their own. They killed Daddy like he had a 30-day cake. The news covering up the story for what they say. It took me back to the time we lost Otis. Pretend these crackers, they gon' tell you something bogus. And I'm thinking like, damn, what you tell the kids? We tried to put up a fight, but did we fail the kids? Cause they really got us looking like no damn good. And why success got to cost my manhood? Hey, black women, y'all got to wait